What is going on? I'm ZMOT. Colors are going to look a little bit different today. We are trying out HDR 1080p 60 frames per second with full HDR support. Let me know if you think the colors look different, if you think they look better, if you think they look worse, if you just didn't even notice because you're too enraptured by my sweet velvety tones in my voice. Code ZMOT, throw it in there in every single Supercell game. I think the colors look way better on my side. I don't know if you guys are going to notice though, so that's why I preach at the very beginning. First of all, we are going to quickly collect our supply chest because that is vital to task force survival. We're not going to get all the way there because I've already destroyed all the NPCs. Let's jump into warships. This is my current warship. This is my, what are we at here? We are at 6 engine rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engine rooms. We are going to click that collect button because this base is not working, as you can see by that mess over there. I got lazy. I did not build a base, so we are going to do that right now. Doing, like, my other account was similar win-loss because I had 300 and something keys, decided to spend them, did not go to 7 engine rooms. One of the things to be aware of is if you're thinking about 7 engine rooms, make sure you can get to that building health or you're going to get crushed, like absolutely smushed. If you have a look at the leaderboard, for example, just Barbos, because they're there, they have, look how big that deck is. Look how wide their attack plane is. You can just get crushed from so many angles. Going to 7 engine rooms, going to be tough for a lot of players. Not us though, because we're going to stick at 6 for the second. We're going to get this base built. I am going to pause, just ogle these new colors, and then I'll come back with a base build. Okay, I lied. We're going to show you what kind of base we're building. We're building that front load base, trying this out, copying a base off Evro on the leaderboard. They're at rank 24, just trying to copy a base that's somewhere attainable. I should be in Diamond. This is embarrassing that I'm not, but nonetheless, we're going to build this base, see how it does, and go from there. There she is in all her beauty and glory. That is the base we're going to use. This is the base that Evro is rocking. Now, I've got some mines. Evro apparently either has 0 mines or they're in the middle of building this base, and I'm just copying a base that's never actually seen any action. But I've got in the neighborhood of, what is that, 43 mines to place, so I'll be back in a few minutes, and you won't even know I'm gone. Okay, the mines have been placed and somewhat hidden. I like to try and be a little bit sneaky when it comes to shock mines, throwing them along the paths. Also, throwing them where Seekers would be sneaking along and just generally trying to slow down Seekers. I've protected my rocket launchers a little bit, trying to, I assume people are going to throw critters there, throwing some mines at the corners, also throwing some mines up that right edge and left edge. Boom mines and mines at the approximate ranges of where they've moved those a little bit too far forwards of where Bombardiers would range those rocket launchers, and then we'll just move things around as we see fit. So let's jump in. I have just gotten the heavy choppas, so they are a troop that I have not used a ton of at the moment. Gonna get rid of these Shockeneers. I think those heavy choppas should be good enough. We're gonna send 1 up the middle, 1 there. Should only need 2 in theory. Let's get this rocking and rolling. We're going to throw 1 heavy chopper, 1 there, 1 there. We're going to throw 1, 2, 3 Bombardiers there, a couple Bombardiers there. Everspark going a little bit wider than the rest. Some critters going a little bit wider than the rest. And then Everspark with the critter swarm. Getting those critters out front, trying to salvage some of our Bombardiers. As you saw there, that mortar absolutely wrecked us. 1 shot from the mortar and your troops are Dunsky. So definitely need to pay attention to that. Pay attention to this boom cannon over here. And that should about set us up. We've already lost a lot of Bombardiers. Like, we are in dire straits at the moment. Gonna clear some mines with those friends, the critters, because we have not gotten off to a flying start. This person has lots and lots of building damage. We need to be more careful than many attacks. And then we're just going to see if this base can stand up. I've talked about this a whole lot this season, but when it comes to new bases, I tend to try and go fairly slow just so that we can see how the base is going to stand up, see how we're going to do. And right about now, it seems like the base is holding up. Like, we have 4 engine rooms right there at shore, and they've only gotten 3 of them. So things are looking good. They probably haven't gone to the back, or they've gone to the back and they need to swing all the way back around to the front. So we're going to find out here very soon. Tried to get that critter swarm out before Everspark died. Did not manage to do so, which puts us in a world of pain with our Bombardiers because their health is so low, as you can see here on this right-hand side. But our opponent has probably fizzled, so we are looking fairly good in that regard as I absolutely waste that shock. That shock is doing nothing over there on that right-hand side. Now let's get some more artillery out as we wait patiently, not terribly patiently though. There we go. Those heavies that just dropped are actually saving this attack. If those heavies wouldn't have dropped, that shock launcher and that rocket launcher would have just absolutely crushed us because of course the rocket launcher didn't care so much about that heavy choppa as we saw. In come the heavies. We are going to get a very slow time, but should be enough for the win by the looks of things. Was it pretty? Was it sexy? No, it sure was not, but I think, yeah, see, there we go. We've still got that shock launcher. This person, they've avoided most of our mines. Like, these mines, all of these mines, there's so many mines that need adjusting, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Now we just need to wait for Knights of Lil to finish up that base, and I'll show you my tech tree in the meantime. Now, this tech tree was fully defensive, except for we only got the 8 shock mines. My offensive account has like 20 boom mines. My defensive account has 8. Not awesome. I guess I could upgrade those critters. Now, we don't have that choice node because that choice node is the worst in the game. Maybe the second worst in the game because this one right about there costs even more. But we've got the Sky Shield, as you likely saw. We've got all the defensive damage, a bunch, I think all of the troop damage. The only thing we don't have on the offensive or defensive side are all of that stuff over there, that building health, that troop health. But otherwise, we've got basically everything except for that shock blaster that's sitting in that choice node right there. So what I was hoping for with this front-loaded base was that we could slow people down so that I could do a few different attack attempts. So far, it's looking pretty good. This front-loaded base tends to slow people down. Because we've got 4 shock launchers, they can't just jump in with all of their shock launchers. You know what? I'm going to mix in 1 boat of these Shockeneer ladies because I really do like them. Look at all of the boom mines. I am so envious. We're going to drop you and you. We're going to hang out for a tiny second or two because those boom mines will boom way too much if we let them. And I'm going to keep Everspark right dead in the center, dropping critters. I know for a fact I throw way too many critters. I'm kind of okay with that. But at the same time, I know that I am wasting some GBE. This base right here is going to funnel all of our troops into the middle, which is not the worst thing. They've got the 4 rocket launchers, all sorts of boom cannons. Not a huge concern at the moment. I am going to go, we're going to get rid of this rocket launcher right there. If you're wondering why I'm not going for the one out wide, it's because I can shock that with the shock launcher, and our troops are going to avoid its range to some extent, I think. So we're just going to wait and find out as I drop even more critters. Let's throw that shock I was talking about. Trying to get our troops to spread. Our critters are starting to do some decent work. We're starting to get into the range of that CMO on the right-hand side. Let's be honest here. At the 6 engine room level, there is a lot of things going on. People have so many defenses, and I can't even imagine the 7 engine room level, to be completely honest, just because that ramp is so wide. There is so much going on. And again, our opponents only have 3 engine rooms. I'm assuming they're going to do 2 on the one side, into the back, and then come swooping all the way around. This attack, again, my attacks at the... I'm just not super happy with my attacks. Need to figure out which troops to use. I don't think I have enough troop. I think I'm missing a troop health. Otherwise, we can just go full on heavy choppa. And I've probably said this a million times in the past, but if you're going to go heavy chopper, make darn sure that you have your heavies maxed. Earlier in this season, I was sitting there using heavy choppas with tick 1 heavies, and let me tell you, it was not a pretty sight. It was fairly awful. We got absolutely crushed, and I was not a big fan of it at all. I am going to flare that engine room. This is probably going to be a massive mistake because they've got 2 shock launchers keyed in on us, but I'm really hoping that those heavies are going to give enough cover so that we can get enough troops in and take down that engine room, because our time is already slow enough, but that front load base really standing up, and I think we should be able to pull off the win. Yup, we did. And again, see these mines over here? None of these mines have done anything, so that's the first thing I'm going to adjust on this base. And then we are going to head... See, actually, they actually did a little bit. They made them flare around them, but still. Come on, hit the shock mine. Hit the shock mine. Please hit the shock mine. Yes! Love it. Shock mine actually helping out a little bit. Now, they've got Zookas. I'm assuming they had rocket choppas. I think that's about the only reason why you would have Zookas out there, but the base standing up. So if you are attacking at a decent clip and just losing, do consider switching to the front loaded base. People have not consistently figured it out, and those that have figured it out are likely higher on up in the ranks. I am going to leave it right. You know what? Let's do one more. Might as well. Just because I really wanted to get these colors out there, show you guys. I mean, this looks exactly like it looks on my phone, which is for the first time. I'm really hoping that YouTube actually displays it in HDR. This is still a learning process for me, but overall, this is the first time I've actually been happy with the colors, so I really hope they come through for on YouTube. What it comes through on my screen is not always the same that comes through on YouTube, so we will very quickly find out. I am going to hold Everspark for a little bit. I kind of want her to head towards that back right corner, so that is what I am going to hold her for. Also going to hold that 1 boat of Bombardiers just to release a little teeny tiny bit late, trying to send them and her back into this back right corner. Not perfect, but there we go. Getting that shock on that rocket launcher. Now here's the problem. That set of flamethrowers went down too early, which means that my troops did not go where I was hoping them to go. So this attack is already been botched. Actually, it's not that bad. We didn't end up getting our troops exactly where we wanted them, but this is not too shabby. We got the critters exactly where I wanted Everspark's critters, and now it's just a matter of getting my final set of Bombardiers to go slightly right and not get absolutely murdered by that shock blaster right there. So that's going to be primary focus right now, and then we can bring our attention back to this left-hand side, because those rocket choppas should give us enough oomph to clear that left-hand side. We've got that right-hand side being cleared. I mean, this is finally a decent attack by me. Again, not super amazingly perfect, but decent. And that's all you have to have with this front load base, thankfully, because I really need to up my attacking game. And I find that every time I've been losing, it's because I've just been absolutely lazy and haven't updated my base. So if you're in a losing streak, do check out the leaderboard. What I do, one thing I haven't covered is how the heck I choose these bases. Let me show you. It's very simple. It's not some rocket surgery sort of process. I literally open up the leaderboard. Like, I feel like my rank is far too low. I'm not where I should be. I have the tech, I just haven't done the attacks. So realistically, I should be at 23 or 24, so I scroll through 23 or 24. Ruya, for example, would not copy that base. Look at that, 49.5% win rate. I look for the highest win rate. There we go, 60%. I jump in, have a look at that, and then looking, well, there we go. They're at 7 engine rooms. We can't copy that one. Scroll down a bit more, or up a bit more. trying to Python. Shout out to Python 2.0. Cactus, number one. Let's see what you got for a base. There we go. See, there's a good base to copy. I am sticking with the front load. Cactus has that right there, the Sky Shield and the Shock Blaster. I don't have that Shock Blaster as well, so not going to be as effective with that base. So trying to find a base that has similar tech and a decent win rate. Sure, I mean, someone like Python, for example, if we go back here, Python is a really, really good player, but bad win rate. So Python's base likely has been letting him down a little bit. So that is why I'm not going to copy that base, but you get the basic idea. Trying to find a base with a high win rate, and occasionally you're going to find a base that sucks and the player is just a great attacker, and that's going to happen as well. Anyways, that is going to be it for me. Please do remember code ZMOT every single game. Brawl Stars, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Heyday, Boom Beach, Frontlines, they all work. That is all I want for Christmas. Go into the shop, scroll all the way to the right, throw ZMOT in, and you are off to the races. Keep your submarine diving. Keep upgrading those ridiculously OP critter launchers, assuming you're not a low level sitting there biting your nails because the prices are so damn high. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOT. Peace.